We can do it next week sometime.
Jeff not even going to try to call in?
No, he's not going.
Okay, perfect.
Just want to visit?
No, you want something.
Oh, I don't.
Yes, you do.
All right, Commissioner Perry, would you lead us in the pledge, please?
If you could, let's all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Commissioner Dana.
Thank you. Would y'all come in prayer with me, please? Heavenly Father, we thank you for today. We thank you for the blessings that you have given each of us. Lord, we thank you for the rain. It has been a blessing to this parched land. Lord, we ask that you walk in presence of those in our community that are grieving. Lord, you have surrounded so many and shown them your love. And I ask that you show those that are grieving love like you have shown me. Lord, to our Jewish brothers and sisters, may they have a meaningful Yom Kippur, and hope our brothers and sisters are safe. And Lord, let us have open ears and open hearts today as we serve the citizens of Chaves County. And to God be the glory. Amen.
Amen. Madam Clerk, do we have a quorum?
Good morning. Yes, you do.
Thank you. Our first agenda item is the approval of the minutes of our last meeting.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve the minutes for August 17th, 2023. I read them. I just don't
We
remember.
can always count on that.
Yes, thank you. I took over Bob's position. Thank you. Yes, I move we approve the minutes for August 17th, 2023 minutes, please.
Is there a second?
I second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Dana, a second by Commissioner Perry to approve the minutes of the August 17th commission meeting. Are there any additions, corrections? Seeing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign. The motion carries.
Which one are we going to do first? This one?
The next item on our agenda is a proclamation declaring Larry Hobson Week. Whereas communities are built upon the commitment and dedication of the individuals within that community, and whereas one individual rarely touches the lives of so many people, particularly the youth of that community. And whereas our community was forever changed by one such individual whose lifelong commitments to Chaves County and its youth will reap rewards for years to come. And whereas Larry Hobson was born, attended school, and raised his family in Chaves County, and clearly devoted his entire life to the betterment of this community and the people who live here. And whereas Larry was devoted to agriculture and had an affinity for farming and animal husbandry, which ultimately led him to fulfill many roles on the Eastern New Mexico Fair Board. And whereas, and I will add the Chaves County 4-H and FFA Fair as well, whereas through his presence on the Eastern New Mexico Fair Board, he had many opportunities to help youth, especially those involved in agriculture, to evaluate what it takes to be an asset to their communities and to be a positive role model for others. And whereas, through his tremendous work ethic, he taught not only his family, but his extended family of 4-H and FFA members and other young people, not only by words, but through his actions. And whereas, Larry never made anything about himself, and if you tried to give him recognition, he would humbly say, "It's all about the kids." And whereas, his life made a huge difference in our community that will last well beyond his many years of service. For these reasons, the Chaves County Board of Commissioners recognizes the lifelong dedication and accomplishments of this noble servant, especially his hard work on behalf of the youth of Chaves County. Now, therefore, the Board of Commissioners of Chaves County do enthusiastically proclaim October 1st through October 7th, 2023 as Larry Hobson Week in Chaves County, done this 21st day of September, 2023. Judy, would you come accept this, please?
Jerry's coming up too, if you guys want. Are you coming up, Jerry?
Do you want us to go down there?
Yeah, let's go down where he doesn't have to. Just come to the middle here, Jerry.
Y'all come today?
Yep.
Y'all got more to do than this?
And we have two, maybe, one for you and one for me.
Would like to say one little thing. Larry, you can say one thing about Larry. He had a gift for giving. And that's a desire that he has for each and every one of us. He always said, "I'm not a wealthy person, but I can give myself. Give yourself to others, and it'll be a better world." Thank you. Yes, sir.
We can send that one over. We'll make sure it gets there.
The heart of the thought. And we have another presentation we'd like to make. behalf of the local DWI Planning Council, we would like to present a recognition award to Judge Casey Rogers in sincere appreciation for the dedicated service to the Chaves County DWI program. And Judge Rogers, if you'd come up and accept this.
Thank you very much, sir.
The plaque reads, Recognition Award presented to Judge Casey Rogers in sincere appreciation for your dedicated service to the Chaves County DWI program. Your contribution was critical to our success. Congratulations, sir. Thank you for your service.
There you go. Sorry about that. Not used to having my picture taken.
Profile. And then a profile. Heights right about here.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Mike, where'd you go? Ah.
Too many mics.
There's nothing wrong with that, just so you know.
Yes.
Well, good morning, Commissioners. It's good to see you again and give you a quick update. As you know, we've had this big balloon in Roswell for about a month now, and Alpha 5 project. The EDC has been very involved with that, and they reached out to us in the beginning. And why did they reach out to us? Because they needed a source to help connect the dots when it comes to emergency management and PR and so on. So just want to give you a quick update. I know you read about it. You've seen pictures in the paper. But that world record jump is because the weather is continued shift to the right. So it looks like possibly next week when they'll do the world record setting jump. We'll see how the weather hangs out. So just to make you aware of that. As I mentioned before, we are hosting the SiteLink Forum here in Roswell, Chaves County, probably for the first time ever, bringing consultants and other economic development agencies to Roswell and learn about our part of the world. It's going to be at the Convention Center the 27th through the 30th of September. We've got about 35 or so economic development organizations represented, and I believe 5 or 6 site selection consultants who are actively working projects to locate for companies across the globe. Our goal is to learn from them how we can become better economic development professionals and working with consultants and find out what the trends are out there, what's the new and latest things that we need to be aware of, but more importantly, to coach them on who we are and why they should do business here in Chaves County. We'll be having a couple local familiarization tours, one with Dean Baldwin and one with Pecos Valley Productions and some other things. So look forward to that event. Recently, I testified to the Job Training Incentive Program Board of Directors a couple weeks ago. JTIP, you've heard me speak about it before. As you know, that's a fund to reimburse companies for training personnel that manufacture a product that's sold primarily out of the state of New Mexico, at least 51% outside the state. Recently, in that event where I testified with them, they were awarded, Pecos Valley Productions is going to create 75 new jobs in Chaves County. They currently have 345 employees. It'll probably be the largest company. Well, in fact, they're second in Chaves County, only to Leprino. Average wage is $21.18 an hour. The total award is $938,764. That's a lot of cash for those guys. It's not the first award. The retention rate is real good. The previous award was around 40-some-odd people, 45 I think it was, for 45 new employees. And they currently have 40 of those 45 still employed. So the retention rate is very good. I do want to talk a little bit about our business seminar that we're hosting on October 24th. As you know, every quarter we try to hold some type of event for local business people to help them be successful. We are holding a seminar in concert with the Arrowhead Center out at New Mexico State University in Las Cruces. We have the deputy director will be here, and a couple staff members, and their CEO will be online, and we look forward to providing that. And what is that all about? As you know, we go out and visit our local businesses every month, and our goal is to reach out to at least 40 businesses monthly, and we're pretty good about that. What we have found out during those visits, the trend that we've continued to notice is this problem with staffing and workforce development. The goal with this seminar is to talk about how we can help businesses recruit better, whether the techniques out there, what's available as far as resources so people can get the workforce up. So we look forward to doing that, and we don't charge for it. It's free to any local business people, so if you hear of anyone that might want to, just have them call our office. Glad to have them there. And again, it'll be at the EDC on the 24th of October. The last thing I want to share with you is about the Reno Air Races. And as you know, Commissioner Dana has been very involved with this as well. It's been quite a process to get to where we're at today. 6 of us just returned from the air races in Reno Monday, and the timeline for selection for the new home has moved a little bit to the right because the races themselves it's a big lift. Their intention is to have an air show in '24 and do both back in 2025. So we are competing with 5 other communities. I have a belief that we're in a really good position to be one of the finalists. And we did provide a complete proposal. They've received it. They're working through those with the other communities. And they had hoped to announce the top 4 finalists at the end of August. Well, that didn't happen because the races just took too much time. They're hoping to announce the finalists in December at the International Council of Air Show event in Las Vegas, which, by the way, I'll be there for that, to hear the great news, hopefully, that we are one of the selectees. They had hoped to announce the new location in December, but that looks like now it's going to be the first quarter of next year. In 2024, the air show probably will be still held in Reno. Don't know that for sure. And the first race will be in 25 to wherever the new city is. When we were there this week, it wasn't just to go watch races. It was really about gathering intelligence, learning about the machine called the Reno Air Racing Association, and meeting the people. I truly believe we made an indelible mark on them, and I hope to see fruition come to Roswell-Chavez County, because you've heard me speak about it before. Their economic impact is, in 2019, was well over $100 million. And in 21 and 20, excuse me, not 21, but 21 and 22, it exceeded those amounts. There's a lot of work that needs to be done, but it's not on the shoulders of Chavez County. They've been in this process for 59 years. They know what they're doing, and we witnessed that. We had meetings with at least 16 meetings, and many that were scheduled and many others that weren't scheduled, and learned about every facet of the event, and there was a lot to learn. We were there before the sun came up every morning, the only city that was there every day, and we were there after the sun went down every day. So I think we had a very good presence. I think the information provided was on target, and I'm looking forward to the announcement that will be a finalist. So what happens after that is they're going to come out and visit Roswell in Chavez County. Excuse me. And it's an economic development. This is an economic development project. It started with lead generation, collaboration, due diligence, RFP, site visit, and then a selection. So we'll be at that, hopefully at that point where we get the site visit, which I feel pretty good about. Don't know for a fact, but I feel pretty good about it. Last thing about the Reno Air Race I want to talk about is what happened on the last day. And you've seen the news. The we were still there. We were one of the only cities that still were there on site when the mishap occurred. And suffice to say that the Reno Air Racing Association is the PR piece, and they're the ones that will actually provide more information that they asked us not to do that, which is we respect. But I do want to point out that the air races are very dangerous. It's a very dangerous activity. And you can equate that to NASCAR or whatever sport you want to equate it to. But the difference, as Commissioner Dana pointed out to me this morning, which I've been saying too as well, is that the difference with NASCAR and Reno Air Racing is Reno Air Racing, they're in the sky and they've got to come down. NASCAR, you're on the ground and maybe you go in the air, but you're still pretty close to the ground. It's a very dangerous event. They were able to resume races if they chose to within 2 hours by the FAA and the NTSB. I think that's really important. And the families of the two fatalities also said it didn't bother them if the racing continued, but the association and the pilots of the last remaining races decided not to do that. What does that mean? I'm not sure. It's premature. I think that going forward, they will still host the races someplace, and we hope it's here, and we'll know more in the coming weeks. So, having said all that, I think that what we did in Reno this past week was very enlightening. They learned a lot about us. We handed out so many pins of Roswell that everyone was wearing them. And we had shirts that had the big Roswell R on it, and everybody saw us and everybody said, "Oh, there's Roswell again." So we were very, very well known, and I think we left a very good impression on not only the association, but to the volunteers and to the spectators that were there. It was packed this week. It was, no kidding, really truly wall-to-wall people. You couldn't walk from point A to point B in a very short amount of time because it was all folks. So we look forward to seeing that here in the future. Mr. Chairman, that concludes my presentation for this morning. I'll certainly answer any comments or questions that you may have.
What are the other cities that are applying?
Great question. Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to say.
Okay.
But I think the general...
The Economic Development Code of Silence.
Yes.
No, it's the Reno Air Races. They asked us not to say. But if I could tell you what, I do know because I was with them, but I think we're really in a good position. What we have at our air center is unmatched by any other competitors. What we can bring is unmatched by any competitors. We are the most organized than our competitors. I mean, I can go on and on for several minutes, but I apologize, Mr. Chairman, I can't answer your question this time.
On your conference, the 27th through the 30th?
Yes, sir.
That's September?
Yes, sir.
What can this board do to help you?
I don't think anything at this point, sir. I think...
Do you need us to be there wandering around?
Well, no, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think at this point, it's, there's a site selection company that actually puts us on with the state New Mexico partnership, which and us. So we're pretty much lined out. It's pretty full agendas, but they will be visiting some parts of our city and our county. But I think we're in good shape, sir, at this point. Thank you for offering.
And Mr. Chairman, we've also provided a letter of support in the previous months moving up to this, so we're all in.
Okay. Commissioners, any other questions of Mike?
Just thank you.
Job well done. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Thank you.
Well, let's keep our fingers crossed. I think we're in a good position.
I've been wearing my hat, so, all week.
Thank you, Commissioners. Appreciate it. I apologize. I have another meeting to run to, but
Okay.
if you have anything between now and then, please feel free to and be able to reach out to me, and I'll tell you what I can. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Andrea?
Good morning, Chairman and Commissioners. Thank you for having me this morning. We at the Chamber of Commerce are also very busy. We started this summer with bringing back some of our old tried but true events. We started with inviting the county to come and do what we are calling our Chat with Chaves County Luncheon on the first Wednesday of every month. And each month that we have had that event, we have seen growth. And I believe that this last month we had about 20 people in the conference room. So the word is getting out and it is growing. And our second week of the month is our Good Morning Roswell event, which was formerly Mornings with the Mayor. Our morning is slow to grow, but we are getting new and different faces every time. And there was, the Job Corps came this last month and said, you know what, now that we know that this is here, we're telling everybody. And don't change it to a lunch quite yet because we like donuts and coffee. So we're going to give it one more month and see if we get some growth. Otherwise, we will be converting that to a lunch because we are noticing lunch is definitely where it's at. When you feed them good lunch and good beverages, they come for talks. Our third week of the month on Tuesday is our Sheriff's Social Luncheon. So this week we hosted the sheriff at the Chamber, and we had about 20 people this week. And it was a huge hit. We got updated on everything that was going on with the Sheriff's Department, and the sheriff even went person to person and said, I know you got something, you've got a question or a comment, everybody's gonna participate. And it ended up being a really great discussion, and we went right up to 1 o'clock. So that was very good. And our last Tuesday of the month, we host our education leaders. We have invited the superintendent of Roswell Independent School District, Brian Luck, Major General Grizzle from NMMI, and Dr. Sean Powell from the college, and they come and do a monthly update as well. And all of our events are growing every month. So we're super excited that we were able to bring those back. Starting in October, we're going to start bringing back our Lunch and Learn programs where we invite professionals and experts in a particular industry or a particular field to do a really in-depth luncheon and discuss what's going on. And our first Lunch and Learn is going to be with Gary Thrine, who is going to discuss identity theft and how you can prevent that when you go to the gas pump and things like that. So we're excited for those dates. Tomorrow, we have our business after hours, our first official business after hours coming out of COVID with the Realtors Association. And we are super excited because we're getting a lot of RSVPs, and there's excitement in town because people are ready to go and network again. And then we have started our election cycles again. We are getting ready to elect new city councilors, school board, and some judges. So I have reached out to all of our candidates, and we are in the process of scheduling all of our meet and greets. And as of yesterday, we've got Ward 2 scheduled on October 9th from 5:30 to 6:30 at the Chamber. All of our meet and greets are at the Chamber. October 11th, we have Alicia Gilmore and Matt Thomas. They are from 2 different wards, but they would like to have their meet and greet together, and it's up to the candidate's discretion in what groups they would like to meet. And October 10th, we have Joe Green, Matt Chappelle, and Daryl Johnson for their meet and greet. I have put calls out to everybody else and have not quite heard back from everybody, so I am calling and emailing, and we're hoping to get all of the candidates between school board, city council, and our judges scheduled before Election Day on November 7th. And then our other big announcement is next week, September 28th, we are partnering with the Leadership Roswell Alumni Association for the candidate forum that Rick Kraft hosts. and moderates. That will be at 5:30 at the Civic Center. So come out and meet and greet the candidates, whether it's at the forum next week on the 28th or at the individual forums that we will be having at the chamber. Ask the questions. I encourage everybody for any of our events, ask our people the hard questions and be there for discussion, because I have yet to see anybody that doesn't want to be informed or get the feedback from the community, because that's the only way we grow and we can know which way to steer our ships. And with that, I stand for any questions.
Thank you, ma'am. Commissioners?
Great job. Thank you for
Thank
everything
you.
you're doing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Do we have an extension report? It looks like we do.
Good morning. I feel like it's a busy time for everybody. So our office is just getting back from State Fair. So we had 43 youth compete this year at State Fair with over 240 exhibits, actually 340 exhibits. So that's up about 19% from last year, which is great. We are headed into Eastern Fair here pretty quick. So we have been working with Leslie at the fairgrounds to schedule and coordinate Children's Day, which will be bringing in 6 new presenters this year to teach youth in our schools about the importance of agriculture. And so we are hoping that that is reaching over 1,000 youth this year. So we're excited about that. While they're at the fairgrounds, they can also visit the 4-H youth over in the ice cream parlor. So they're managing that as well as all the organizational booths in the educational hall. We have started up a couple of mental health series down in Hagerman and here at the Senior Circle as well. And so those both kick off this month, so we're excited about watching those grow. The other thing that kicks off next month is our Kitchen Creation series. And I was happy to see that it got booked within the first 2 weeks of getting out. And so we are going back to the university for some more funding because our one that is scheduled for 6 months is already booked out as well. So that reaches over 60 in those 2 programs, and so we're going to be looking for some new funding to do that as well. October signifies the rollover for our 4-H enrollment year. And so one of the things that we are excited about this year is we do have a school that is picking up the 4-H in the school program. So they will be opening 3 more clubs and teaching 4-H projects and leadership, citizenship skills through their schools. One of the things that this program has shown is an increase in grades and an increase in attendance across the board when you look at this program. So we're excited that that is getting kicked off here in Travis County and that we have 3 teachers that are, hey, let's go for it. So we're excited to see how that goes. We are also getting ready to kick off the 2nd year of our Aggie Next Step program, which is a post-secondary success program for youth. We are in our 2nd year in Berindo right now. Last year that reached 143 of their students. So they've come back to reach the 2nd year of that one as well in that program. Other than that, Drew's still busy doing pecan weevil. He went to the forum last week over in Eddy County, so it looks like NMDA is making good strides on actually making some plans to eradicate and do away or fix the ones that are in quarantine. And so, like I said, it's been a very, very busy month and a very busy season for us, but I'm happy to answer any questions.
Did you have fun at fair?
Oh, it was busy. It was busy. So I ran and coordinated the State 4-H Food Challenge this year as well. And so if you haven't ever seen that, we had 13 teams of 5 kids, so close to 50 kids competing in a cook-off. So it's just like any of the TV shows. They have a pantry they have to choose from. They have to come up with financial analysis on their meals along with nutritional analysis. They have 40 minutes to plan, bake, and present.
Awesome.
I couldn't even do that.
It's exciting because they do have a mystery ingredient and they don't know what that is until they get to their tables. And so when you look at youth as young as 9 years old, they can say, okay, I got this, and they're working out the math on how much that meal actually costs and what the nutritional is on it. It's pretty impressive to watch.
That's cool. All right, thank you.
Commissioners.
That's fun.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. CCDC is here. Good morning.
County Manager. So, at the jail, we've been super busy with everything from upgrades to staffing to just holding people accountable. When I took over our staffing, we had a 67% vacancy rate, and I'm proud to announce today we were at 35% vacancy. So since I've been aboard, we've already doubled our staff there.
Awesome.
Over doubled. For staff recruitment, we've teamed up with Eastern New Mexico, Roswell, and we will be in contact with Roswell, Reynoso, and Globus colleges to try to build that up a little higher. We got some staff retention ideas that we're gonna put out there. Not only are we recruiting, but what are we doing for our staff that have been on board? Like, we gotta do something for them too. So we got some ideas for that. Our current count is 220, and we've got 11 juveniles, so our count's a little lower, thankfully. Inmates, they're starting to fall in line. They're getting used to being held accountable. They're used to not just doing what they need to do. So we're doing that through the disciplinary process, and we're doing that through LOPs, losses without privileges, and it's working. I mean, it really is working, and I've seen our use of forces and our misconduct tremendously fall, just because they know we're not gonna tolerate that kind of behavior there no more. The upper echelon, so I currently have all my lieutenants, sergeants, and corporal positions filled, and we'll be sending some of those to trainings to fulfill their new roles as well. This month's push is gonna be for programs. I'd like to bring in some programs, Aspen, Wings for Life, more religion programs. The idea behind that is just to keep them busy and afford them their civil rights for religion that they're afforded. Also Fathers for Readers, that's to help integrate the fathers and the mothers with their child while they're incarcerated, so. I do have a new chief of security. Crocker comes to us from the prison system as well. He has over 20 years in the DOC.
Commissioners. How are you?
Welcome aboard.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Thank you.
Background?
Yes,
Yep.
tell us who you are.
I have about 19 years past experience with corrections department. Working with the state, I had started in 94 to 98, started again in 2004. Mr. Briscoe and I had went through the academy together in 04. Went till 18 when I changed over to Department of Health. I was with Department of Health as a nursing home surveyor with the state, and then kind of said, hey, I need some help. I applied and was lucky enough to get the position. So plans out there are to go through and uphold the accountability for both staff and inmate. Be a leader. You know, show those that are inside, whether that be in the walls and the confines or they get out, what a leader does and how to present themselves. So that's kind of going forward. We've already started making some changes, identification, things like that within the walls to make sure that going forward, we know who we're looking at. Make it harder for those that want to try to leave the confines, have more difficulty doing that. Be more diligent with our searches, with our confiscations of materials inside. We had a recent, what we refer to as a shakedown or a search within the confines of the jailhouse, and took away some of the weapons. We did get weapons out there as well, so it makes it safer. Makes it safer for everybody, not only staff, but the inmates that are in there as well, because a lot of times those are being used against them, not us. That's basically all I have. but I appreciate the faith that everybody has in me for getting the position. And hopefully moving forward, I won't disappoint. Any questions?
Thank you, Commissioners.
Are you from this area? Were you working
I
here?
am not originally from this area. My dad, who passed away earlier this year, he was originally from here. He got his GED out of Roswell High, left, went in the Navy, and I grew up in California. And so I was there till.
Well, tell your dad I like him because he's a coyote, okay? Make sure and tell your dad I like him because he's a coyote.
I speak to him as often as I can.
All right.
Mr. Chairman, I do have a question for you. When you're talking about bringing in some programs and stuff, and that's great, trying to get them through some of the programs, and I know I sit on the DWI Planning Council, and I hear about the programs. The one thing that we keep hearing in our behavioral health is when they leave. I mean, they go out the gate, and that's it. Are you looking at programs to kind of help, I mean,
Yes.
some caseworkers or somebody who will take them? Because we keep hearing if they go back into the situation that they were in, they're going to be right back out.
That is very true.
And to us, those are the programs that we need to look at too, not only inside but outside, the follow-up.
Right. So one of the bills we're looking at for that is to create a committee that will put together things that they're going to use for success in the streets. Job applications, churches or places they can go for behavioral health or just counseling, how to get their social security cards, driver's license, filling out resumes, stuff like that to stop the recidivism from coming back in. Yes, we are planning on doing something to that nature.
Well, the behavioral health committee that I'm sitting on, that's one of the issues that we want to help you with too.
Right.
And so Dan Jennings with 100%,
Right.
Chaves County, myself, and Christina Arnold, we'd like to sit down with y'all and kind of go over, because we've noticed there's lots of resources within Chaves County, but we just need to make the connection. We'd like to help you make that connection. That way you're not having to do it by yourself.
Right, and a lot of the SIs we get, jail's just not the place for them. So unfortunately, there's no place really for them, so they end up coming back because they don't want to deal with them on the streets, or
Right.
they can't deal with them on the streets. So they end up back in jail. And jail's really not the place for some of those people.
Right.
It really is not. They need long-term care, and yeah, that's been heavy on our hearts actually, because we've had a couple things this last week that we
Right.
knew, we released somebody knowing they're gonna come right back. So yes, that is big on our agenda as
Well,
well.
we thank you for what you're doing. We thank you for the leadership. We thank you for taking on this task. But we want to help you. We want to work with you. So I will be in touch with
Thank
you.
you.
We want to sit down with you and just kind of get them knowing what you all do, but we want to make sure that we all coordinate and work together. Because I know there's many groups out there, and we're trying to bring everybody together, and that way everyone knows what the resources are there. Plus you guys have enough on your plate. We're trying to help
Right,
you
no,
guys out too. So I'll be in touch with you on that.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
that. Any other questions?
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Sheriff Harrington, do you have anything for us?
Yes, I do. It's a ratification.
So it's in the agenda.
Okay.
But I do want to say something that, Chairman, Commissioners, and that is that since these two have been there, the calls for us to go out there and deal with problems that are going on have just come down tremendously. It is good to see the structure that has been put into place, as well as an understanding of what the administration wants, but also the needs that the inmates or prisoners out there need as well. So I'm very thankful for them, and I think it was a great decision by you to bring Mr. Briscoe aboard. So good job.
Thank you, Mike. Joe, do you have anything for us?
No, sir.
Okay. Have I forgotten anybody?
No, I think we're good.
Okey-doke. Let's go on to our first agenda item, which is Ellie?
Ellie.
Yes. Oh,
Mr. Chairman, County
our first
Commissioners.
4 agenda items.
As
She's
to,
busy.
sorry. As to agenda item number 1, the ratification agreement A-23-016 between Chavez County and Wings for Life for the White Tri Middle School Program. The ratification agreement A-23-025 between Chavez County and Chavez County CASA for the Alternative Education Program. Ratification agreement A-23-026 between Chavez County and Chavez County CASA for the Court Youth Advocacy Program. And the ratification agreement A-23-027 between Chavez County and Chavez County CASA for the Gender Specific Program. Chavez County received funding under the Juvenile Justice Continuum Grant for programs addressing at-risk youth. Chavez County would like to award subcontracts to the attached providers to provide services for this grant. The term of subcontract agreements will be from July 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2024. Staff recommends approval. And I stand for questions.
Unless there's an objection from the members, let's handle all 4 of these at once. And are there any questions?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we ratify agreements A-23016, agreement A-23025, and agreement A-23-026, and agreement A-23027 between Chavez County and the CASA program.
And Wings for Life
And Wings for Life.
on the first one.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion by Commissioner Taylor, second by Commissioner Dana, to approve agreements A-23016, A-23025, A-23026, and A-23027 as reflected in items 1A, B, C, and D of the agenda. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign. The motion carries and your agreements are ratified.
Thank you.
You're still there, so you must be next.
Yes, sir. You're correct. Might as well just wait.
Yeah, we're trying to get there too.
Yep.
Lots of papers.
It's on page 29, I believe, if that helps.
It certainly does. Agenda item number 2.
For
Ellie.
agenda item number 2, the ratification of agreement A-23-033 between Chavez County and the State of New Mexico Children, Youth, and Families Department. The Chavez County Comprehensive Strategy Board would like the ratification approval for the fiscal year 24 agreement between Chavez County and CYFD. The amount awarded for fiscal year 24 is $202,000, $125.15. Programs are listed within the agreement under Attachment 2 budget. The agreement will fund the project year July 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2024. Staff recommends approval, and I stand for questions.
Commissioners.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve ratification of agreement A-23-033 between Chavez County and the State of New Mexico Children, Youth, and Families Department.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Dana, a second by Commissioner Taylor for the ratification of Agreement A-23-033 between the county and CYFD. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign. The motion carries. The agreement is ratified.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I believe page 36 is the next page you need.
I'm
We'll
already
start
there.
putting
Keep
that on.
scrolling, keep scrolling.
Adriana, what do you have for us?
I have 6 agreements.
All right.
Good morning, Commissioners, Mr. Chairman. Agenda item number 3, Agreement A-23-035 between Chavez County and New Mexico Finance and Administration. This agreement is between Chavez County and New Mexico Finance and Administration for the capital outlay appropriation 23-H2920 for the Pecos Valley Regional Communication Center project in the amount of $885,000. Staff recommends approval.
Commissioners, where does that put us in our total budget?
For the entire project?
For the entire
Mr. Chairman?
project.
We did budget county funding as well to try to cover the whole amount. However, we are still going out for bid. So depending on what the difference, the variance will be, I might come back to you for a budget adjustment to increase. But this should cover the majority of it, if not half.
I always like to see projects that we can get done faster than Hobson Road.
True.
That covers most of them. No offense, Joe.
True. All right.
Mr. Chairman,
All right.
I move approval of Agreement A-23-035 between Chavez County and New Mexico Finance Administration.
Second, Mr. Chairman. Sorry.
Have a motion by Commissioner Taylor, second by Commissioner Dana, for the approval of Agreement A-23035 between the county and Department of Finance and Administration. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign. The motion passes. Going to page 48.
Okay.
You're on it.
You're doing good.
This is agenda item number 4, Agreement A-23-036 between Chavez County and New Mexico Finance and Administration. This agreement is between Chavez County and New Mexico Finance and Administration for the capital outlay appropriation 23-H2921 for the St. Mary's Complex parking lot renovation project in the amount of $190,000. Staff recommends approval.
And what are we doing to the parking lot?
A rebuild
Fixing
and
the-
overlay. Yeah.
Replacing.
And restriping and all?
Yeah, well, and it's the parking lot over next door. It's
Oh,
not,
okay.
it's not here.
Okay. Commissioners,
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve Agreement hold on, I went too far. A-23-036 between Chavez County and New Mexico Finance and Administration for the capital outlay appropriations 23-H2921.
I second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Dana, a second by Commissioner Perry for the approval of Agreement A-23036 between the county and Department of Finance and Administration. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign. The motion carries. Page 60.
Okay. Agenda item number 5, Agreement A-23-037 between Chavez County and New Mexico Finance and Administration. This agreement is between Chavez County and New Mexico Finance and Administration for the capital outlay appropriation 23-H2922 for the St. Mary's Complex Suite D building renovation project in the amount of $150,000. Staff recommends approval.
Commissioners,
Mr. Chairman, I move we accept Agreement A-23-037 between Chavez County and New Mexico Finance and Administration.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Dana, a second by Commissioner Taylor for the approval of Agreement A-23037 between the county and DFA. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign. The motion carries. Next item is on page 72.
Agenda item number 6, Agreement A-23-030A between Chavez County and New Mexico Finance and Administration. This agreement is between Chavez County and New Mexico Finance and Administration for the Capital Outlay Appropriation 23-H2928 for the Chavez County Courthouse Window Replace Project in the amount of $800,000. Staff recommends approval.
And is that the last tranche on the window project?
Yes.
Good.
Cool.
Commissioners?
All right.
Mr. Chairman, I move approval of agreement A-23-038 between Chavez County and the New Mexico Finance Administration.
I second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Taylor, a second by Commissioner Perry to approve agreement A-23-038 between the county and the New Mexico DFA. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign. The motion passes. Agenda item 7 is on page 84.
Okay. Agenda item number 7, Agreement A-23-039 between Chavez County and New Mexico Finance and Administration. This agreement is between Chavez County and New Mexico Finance and Administration for the Capital Outlay Appropriation 23H2929 for the Chavez County Health Facility Project in the amount of $150,000. Staff recommends approval.
And the 150 is for the
health department?
architectural?
Well, we can, I don't think it's limited on what we can use it
It's
for.
not earmarked, okay.
Yeah, we
It's-
could use it for actual construction
Oh,
as
okay.
well.
Yeah.
All right. Commissioners?
Mr. Chairman, I move approval of agreement A-23-039 between Chavez County and New Mexico Finance Administration.
I second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Taylor, a second by Commissioner Perry for the approval of agreement A-23-039 between the county and the New Mexico Department of Finance and Administration. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign. The motion passes. And we're on to agenda item 8 on page 96.
Okay. Agenda item number 8, Resolution R-23-042 and Agreement A-23-034 between Chavez County and New Mexico Department of Transportation and approval of Amendment Number 1 for quarterly database reporting. This resolution and agreement is between Chavez County and New Mexico Department of Transportation for the Capital Outlay Pine Lodge Road Project, appropriation H3307 in the amount of $900,000. Amendment number 1 is for the quarterly database reported into the new budget and formulation management system. There's been some updates in the system where we don't do monthly reports in CPMS. It's gone to quarterly reporting for all capital outlay projects.
Commissioners?
Chairman, I move to approve Resolution R-23042, an agreement A-23-034 between Chavez County and New Mexico Department of Transportation, approval for Amendment Number 1 for the quarterly database reporting.
Second.
Is the quarterly reporting easier on us or harder on us than the monthly?
It's going to be the same.
Okay.
It's going to be easier for them, though, in a way where they don't have to do the updates monthly as we were. We continue with our monthly meetings and with finance and the county manager, but
Well, we are certainly always willing to make things easier for Santa Fe. So we have a
Glad you
motion.
said it.
A motion by Commissioner Perry, second by Commissioner Taylor for the approval of Resolution R-23042 and Agreement A-23034 between Chaves County and the New Mexico DOT for the approval of Amendment 1 for quarterly database reporting. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed, like sign. Motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioner, if you'll allow me to make a quick comment, I just want to give kudos to the Appropriation Committee, which Adriana and Anna Macville are also in. We, like she mentioned, Ms. Zapata mentioned, we meet every month. And so they really have been just rolling through these appropriations, making sure it's in line. So when you asked about the budget, like we mentioned, Anna's working on the bid to try to rebid because we're always trying to make sure that we're getting the best vendor for those type of projects. And regardless, if we don't have the actual amount budgeted, they keep me in check to say, hey, we're gonna need this much. Can you bring it before the Finance Committee or before Bill? So I just want to give a quick kudos and thank the committee for all their work on that.
Thank you.
And Mr. Chairman, she kind of beat me to the punch. Adriana, as y'all know, is new to our team with grant writing, and she's doing an exceptional job. She's staying on top of things. Quarterly reporting is no problem for her. Daily reporting, she's always on top of it. It's really good. And again, I also want to point out that Anna continues to do a really good job. So, thank you.
Agenda item number 9 is on page 117.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, agenda item number 9 is Resolution R-23043, which orders Chaves County Assessor to impose the 2023 tax rates. You'll notice there's a packet in front of you, so if you need some help sleeping late night, you can review all of those tax rates for the various areas, but you do have them. Our assessor and chief deputy have worked diligently to assure that those are all correct, and I think there's, so far so good. They haven't found any glaring problems. So the County Commission receives a certificate of tax rates from DFA each year in September. The Commission is required by statute to issue a written order imposing the tax rate set on the net taxable value of the property. A resolution ordering the county assessor to impose the rates must be approved each year. It's important to point out that these tax rates are set by the Secretary of DFA and not the county. The rates, of course, are provided prior to the meeting, and staff recommends approval of Resolution R-23043, and we do have the assessor and chief deputy and myself to answer questions if you have any.
I think we need the assessor and chief deputy up here. We don't get to see her very often.
Well, and
Come on, Sandra.
this young lady, chief deputy, I don't know if she's been introduced to you
I
all.
don't think so.
So it'd be great.
All right.
Good morning,
Good-
Chairman.
Good morning, Sandra.
This is Debbie Ribble. She became my chief deputy about 30 days ago.
Not very long.
Melody decided to stop talking about moving to Capitan and moved to Capitan.
Gee,
So,
heaven, how nice.
Debbie has expressed interest and she's worked in our office a couple of years. She's kind of worked through the ranks at an accelerated pace. And she really enjoys the work and thinks that someday she'd like my job, which I'm glad to hear because we want somebody to want my job one of these days. So Debbie, I do want to mention on the tax rates that I have not, we have had them out there. We know there are no mistakes. I don't know if you all are aware of this, but the treasurer, the clerk, and the assessor, we have all moved off of our servers in the county and have moved to the great Tyler Cloud. And that happened last Friday, and we were still trying to work out kinks yesterday. It did go much smoother than we anticipated, and we're very grateful to IT for all of their help. So we're there now, and that has really kept my attention. I haven't worried too much about these tax rates until you signed off on them. But I can tell you there are very few changes, some very minor ones, but nothing significant. And all of the parties that are involved, the treasurer's office reached out, and we've not had any response of any errors, and I don't see any glaring errors.
And there's nothing we can do about it anyway. Commissioners, any questions?
No.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we accept Resolution R-23-043, ordering the Chaves County Assessor to impose the 2023 certified tax rates.
I second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Dana, a second by Commissioner Perry to approve Resolution R-23-043, ordering the assessor to impose the statutory 2023 certified tax rates. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign. The motion
Thank you.
passes.
Welcome aboard.
It's really just an order for this to satisfy the statute. We're just encouraging you to do it.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, agenda item number 10 is for Resolution R-23044 in support of U.S. House of Representatives Resolution 684 condemning the actions of Michelle Lujan Grisham for subverting the Second Amendment of the United States Constitution. This resolution acknowledges that the Chaves County Board of Commissioners supports the bill sponsored by Congressman Dan Newhouse and supported by an additional 90 co-sponsors, which condemns the actions of the Governor of New Mexico, Michelle Lujan Grisham, for subverting the Second Amendment and the Constitution, depriving the citizens of New Mexico the right to bear arms. To kind of sum up what's in the resolution, Chaves County and the U.S. House of Representatives condemns the actions of Michelle Lujan Grisham for blatantly violating the Second Amendment to the Constitution, depriving the citizens of New Mexico their right to bear arms. Let it be further resolved, the Board of Commissioners will forward this resolution to all congressional delegates from the state of New Mexico with a letter demanding the passage of this resolution in both the House and the Senate. Thank you, sir. I stand for questions.
And I would suggest we, if it is passed, that we forward it to the sponsor of the congressional resolution as well.
Yes, sir, we will.
Commissioners, any questions?
I'd like to add, have we had any input from our representatives from New Mexico on any of this at all?
Mr. Chairman, Commissioner Perry, we have sort of had some input, you might say. First thing that happened is this went through the Congressional Judiciary Committee, and it passed that committee to move forward at 9-3 was the vote. One of the members of that committee who chose not to move this forward was Ms. Teresa Ledger Fernandez, who is one of our local representatives from New Mexico. One of the people who have supported this in Congress is Representative Gabe Vasquez. I believe that Ms. Stansberry has chosen to stand against this action. But as I said, there's at least 90 co-sponsors. I don't know how many more. I think it must have gotten under somebody's saddle blanket, though, because they tried to bury it in the continuing resolution. So if you vote for the budget, we'll vote for this. So they're currently trying to get it back out so it can be heard on its own. But certainly it has gotten some traction to have tried to bury it as quickly as possible. So we have high hopes that the world will know how we all feel about subverting the Second Amendment to the Constitution of the United States.
So we know one was for, one was against, or one, I guess.
So far of the representatives, and I do not know that any senators have come out speaking for or against it because it's not in their purview currently, but 2 of 3 of our local U.S. House of Representatives have stood against it, it's my understanding, in one form or another.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve Resolution R-23-044 in support of House Resolution 684 condemning the actions of Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham for subverting the Second Amendment of the United States Constitution.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Dana and a second by Commissioner Taylor for the adoption of Resolution R-23044 in support of House of Representatives Resolution 684 condemning the actions of Governor Grisham. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign. The motion
Thank you, Mr.
passes and
Chairman.
the resolution is adopted.
Hello.
Hi.
Good morning. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay.
We're on page
I think we
122 if
found it.
anybody had
Okay,
the
I
time.
was waiting
I think
if
we
you
found
needed
it
to scroll.
finally.
Okay, so good morning, Chairman and Commissioners. Chaves County received junior bill funding, and that prompted the RFP process. So we went through RFP process, and Chaves County received one proposal in response to Youth Club 23-ZH9177. The proposal was considered responsive to the specifications and requirements that we outlined in the RFP. The evaluation committee conducted a review of the proposal, and the evaluation committee has recommended award to Boys and Girls Club of Chaves and Lincoln County. If approved for an award, an agreement will be on the agenda for consideration at the October commission meeting, and staff recommends approval. I stand for any questions. I also have Rick Lamb here from Boys and Girls Club if you have any questions or would like to speak with him.
And this item is for the approval of the award of the acceptance of the RFP.
Of the RFP, yes. Award recommendation for RFP 24-1.
Commissioners.
Chairman, I have no questions, but I would like to move to approve award RFP number 24-1 for the Youth Club, 23ZH9177.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
I have a motion by Commissioner Perry, second by Commissioner Dana, to award the RFP 24-1 to and accept the proposal from Youth Club 24-ZH9177. All in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed, like sign. The RFP is awarded.
Thank you. For item number 12, same situation. Chaves County received a junior bill for youth mentoring services. So this is an award recommendation for RFP 24-2, Youth Mentoring Services 23-ZH9178. For this proposal, Chaves County received two proposals in response to our youth mentoring services. Both proposals were considered responsive to submitting required documentation. However, only one proposal was considered responsive to the specifications within the RFP. The evaluation committee conducted reviews of both proposals, and the evaluation committee has recommended to award Big Brothers Big Sisters of Central New Mexico. If approved for award, an agreement will be on the agenda for consideration on your October commission meeting, and staff recommends approval. I don't believe I have anybody from Big Brothers Big Sisters here. Oh, we do, if you have any questions.
Commissioners.
That's funny.
Chairman, I have no questions, but I would like to move to approve award RFP 24-2 of the Youth Mentoring Service for 23ZH9178.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
I have a motion by Commissioner Perry and a second by Commissioner Dana to award RFP 24-2 Youth Mentoring Services to Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Central New Mexico. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign. The RFP has been awarded.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. Agenda item 13 is on page 127. Now we get the sheriff.
All right. Chairman, Commissioners, good morning. This is for the ratification of out-of-state travel. The approval of the out-of-state travel was asked for and granted by County Manager Bill Williams. And one of the things that we had to go that route when we did this was because we were going to school resource officer training in Connecticut, and it was a week notice that it was actually going to happen. So we were not able to schedule it for this meeting or any other meeting. We had to go that route. So Chaves County Sheriff's Office is requesting ratification for travel that took place on August the 20th of 23 and through August 26th of 23 for Olivia Padilla to attend the Nasbro Basic School Resource Officer School in New Britain, Connecticut. This training, along with the airline travel and per diem, was paid for by the Roswell Independent School District as a reimbursement agreement to the deputy attending SRO school. No cost was charged to the county other than her normal salary for classroom time and travel. And I do want to say thank you to the Roswell Independent School District for having this type of program to make this happen. And it is the goal of the Chaves County Sheriff's Office to get another school resource officer in for Berendo and some of the schools up north. This school resource officer will be covering both Berendo Middle School, Mountain View, East Grand Plains, Berendo Elementary, Sunset Elementary, and wherever else she is needed. So we're going to get another one to help cut that in half as we're gaining people in the sheriff's office through employment process. So if you have any questions for me?
Commissioners.
Mr. Chairman, I just have a question. Olivia Padilla is the current SRO for these?
Yes, she is going to,
Okay.
yeah, she just went through the training. She is now going to be the school resource officer for the county.
Okay, for these schools so far?
Yes.
And then hoping to get another one?
Yes, yes, I
into
will
them.
have another one.
Okay, good. I'm glad we're getting,
Yeah.
I'm with you. I'm glad we're getting those back. That's a great
Yeah.
liaison for the kids.
Very, very important. The calls for service at our middle schools this last year was unbelievable. It was taking deputies off the street to go and handle these calls. Plus, having the presence of a law enforcement officer in the school deters a lot of things, including outsiders trying to come into the school. So that's very important to me and very important to us here in Chaves County. So that is my goal. And hopefully, if everything goes well, I'll be asking for another school resource officer position to help cover the elementary schools in the county because the middle schools will keep them busy.
Thank you,
Sheriff, I
Mr.
appreciate you participating in this. Are you coordinating, I guess, with the other schools like Hagerman, Dexter?
Everybody. So right now, the Roswell Independent School District is the one who has the grant or this whatever this is that they do where they pay for this. And so we are working with LJ Harrell, who is the main person we deal with. He will be my sergeant over the SRO in the county, even though he is a school employee. So the SRO will answer to him and also to Lieutenant Drake will be the people over that. And then, like I said, hopefully our main goal is to introduce the officers to the school, the deputies to the school, to get our students used to being around policemen and not fear them and know that we're there to help. And that's how we gain information as well as protect some of these kids who are going through some horrible things at home. So it's a good thing all the way around. Very important for us It's just, we just didn't have the manpower to fill those before.
Thank you, Sheriff. Commissioners.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approved ratification of out-of-state travel for Olivia Padilla.
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Dana, second by Commissioner Taylor to ratify the August travel by Officer Padilla to the school resource officer training. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign. Your travel is ratified.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, if it's all right with you, and if Attorney Riggs says it's all right, I would like to present both of these permissions to publish at one time, if that's acceptable.
It is.
Okay. These two items are permission to publish for public hearing regarding LEDA and ordinance number 079, an ordinance with Chaves County relating to the intergovernmental agreement and project participation agreement for USA Beef. And the second one is permission to publish for a public hearing regarding LEDA and ordinance number O-109, an ordinance of Chaves County relating to intergovernmental agreement and project participation agreement for Ascent Aviation. And the reason we're asking for these is one of the ordinances, all the terms and conditions have been completed, and that would be the USA Beef. So all the LEDA funds have been expended, and we just need to retire the ordinance. So we're requesting permission to publish for a public hearing regarding ordinance O-109 to be held Thursday, October 19, 2023 at 9 a.m. in Chaves County Commission chambers during the regular meeting. This ordinance would relate to the agreements and basically put it out. The second one, staff is requesting permission to publish for a public hearing regarding ordinance, and I was incorrect on the first one, it's ordinance O-97, it's the first one for USA Beef. Ordinance O-109 would be held Thursday, October 19, 2023 at 9 a.m. in the Chaves County Commission chambers, and that would have to do with retiring the Ascent Aviation Project ordinance. And the reason that one is being retired is because they did not meet all the terms and conditions required for those LEDA documents. And along with that, we've already received an invoice from the state of New Mexico to claw back the $4 million that we were holding to pay out for the benchmarks that were identified in the agreements with the state of New Mexico and the LEDA documents. So stand for any additional questions, and we just ask that you would give us permission to publish for these for a public hearing next meeting. Thank you.
Commissioners.
Mr. Chairman, do we want to take both of them at the same time together?
Let's do both.
Okay. I move for permission to publish for a public hearing regarding LEDA and ordinance number 0-097 and ordinance number 0-109 by Chaves County. One is to the agreement for USA Beef, and the other one is for Ascent Aviation.
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Taylor, a second by Commissioner Perry, granting permission to publish the notice of public hearings for relating to ordinances O-097 and O-109. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign. Your permission to publish is granted.
Thank you. And Mr. Chairman, one last thing, I would like to leave and head towards Dallas. I've got some commitments there this evening. So I'm going to head out, and we'll see Commissioner Perry there in a little while.
Understood.
Thank you.
I can't tell you what page the checks are on.
Don't know. I've totally lost everything.
Approval of checks looks like 136.
Mr. Chairman, I move approval of checks in $3,421,317.11.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Taylor, second by Commissioner Dana for the approval of checks in the amount of $3,421,317.11. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign. Checks are approved. Reports.
Mr. Chairman, I move we accept reports.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Dana, second by Commissioner Taylor to approve the reports. All in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed, like sign. Reports are approved. Now we go to unscheduled communications, which are limited to 3 minutes per visitor, not to exceed 15 minutes in total, and no formal action will be taken by the commission. Mr. Marker.
Yes, sir. Appreciate your time this morning. My name is Larry Marker. I'm a resident of Chaves County. I live out north of Roswell. I'm here to request the codification of the New Mexico Enabling Act as a county ordinance. The codification of the New Mexico Enabling Act as a county ordinance will put an end to the enforcement of the governor's unconstitutional mandates and orders. New Mexico is admitted as a state under the conditions set forth in the New Mexico Enabling Act. The New Mexico Constitution is essentially a provision of the New Mexico Enabling Act. Everything incorporated within the body of the Enabling Act fits within the four corners of the Constitution of the United States. The New Mexico Enabling Act adopted as a county ordinance would ultimately set the U.S. Constitution as a standard of review for any mandate or order issued by the governor or any other state agency. We're currently at a disadvantage by being in a reactionary position to the governor's illegal mandates and orders. The New Mexico courts, by established laws, are required to presume any order or mandate issued by the governor is within the law. The standard of review used by the courts when the constitutional compliance of laws, ordinance, mandates, or orders are challenged is within the levels of scrutiny. Those levels of scrutiny are irrational, and then the heightened levels of scrutiny, which is intermediate and strict. Anyone who has ever challenged in court the constitutionality of any of the governor's orders or mandates finds it very difficult, if not impossible, to get the New Mexico courts to apply a heightened level of scrutiny. Codifying the Enabling Act as an ordinance will require the governor to initiate legal action to enforce mandates or orders within the county if that county has determined that they are not in compliance with the county ordinance. In the future, the governor attempts to enact and enforce illegal mandates or orders, the state will have to show the court how the county ordinance is not legal as applied. If the governor wants to challenge the ordinance preemptively, she will have to show the court that the ordinance is in fact not legal on its face. There's two ways to challenge the constitutionality of a law. The courts will, by established law, have to presume, as they do in the other way, the courts by established law will have to presume that you, the county commission, acted within the law and the county ordinance is within that law. Codify the New Mexico Enabling Act as ordinance as soon as possible. We need to get the process going. This will not only stop the Second Amendment violations, it'll also stop future violations related to her public health orders, COVID, climate change, whatever she wants to do. This is legitimate. It's being pushed all over the state. We've actually got lawyers presenting it in other counties now. Thank you for your time.
Before you go, any questions of Mr. Marker?
Which counties have you talked with recently?
Valencia County, their lawyer presented it last night. Did a really good job, by the way. Eunice, the city of Eunice, or the town of Eunice, whatever you want to call it. I was up there last Thursday with Gallegos. They're putting it on their agenda for a vote. It should be voted on Monday. Roosevelt County, Rod Savage, one of the county commissioners, called me Friday. They got it on their agenda in 72 hours. They're actually considering it as well. Those are the ones I know for sure. Lee County is supposed to be pursuing this. I'm not sure about Hobbs. Eddy County has it. Multiple counties have it, and a lot of people are looking at this. This actually is legitimate. I have not talked to a single county or city lawyer, town lawyer, whatever you want to call them, that has opposed this. And actually, people are wondering why we didn't come up with this 3.5 years ago. But this will stop what the governor's been doing.
Well, the Constitution's supposed to stop her too, but.
If in fact, the Constitution didn't stop the illegal COVID, this will. She will be required to take the first step. She will be required to sue us instead of us suing her all the time. And that puts us at a disadvantage. When I talk about the levels of scrutiny, the heightened levels of scrutiny, if I'm going to challenge the constitutionality of a law, the judge is required to presume that that law, whatever the elected official did, was within the Constitution. That's actually part of the separation of powers. I don't have an issue with that. That's the way things need to happen anyway. That is a reasonable level of scrutiny. I call it a reasonable level. It's actually called irrational, but a reasonable level of scrutiny. Is that something that the government is reasonably responsible for? We can all agree there's certain things when you talk about police powers, that sort of stuff. There's stuff that the government reasonably is in charge of. But when you're talking about violation of inherent rights, Second Amendment rights, things like that, then you need to apply a heightened level of scrutiny. You go to strict scrutiny, and then you go to intermediate scrutiny, then strict scrutiny. And even intermediate scrutiny would clearly show that for instance, what she did with the Second Amendment would clearly show that that is a violation of the United States Constitution. There's no doubt. The problem is, if the court uses the standard of reasonable or rational scrutiny, the state doesn't have to do anything. They can just sit there. I have to show why it's wrong as the person challenging it. If it goes to a heightened level of scrutiny, and like I said, the judges and the courts are supposed to presume that the elected officials did things the way it was supposed to do, the way they were supposed to do it. If it goes to a heightened level of scrutiny, then the state is required to show how that does not violate the federal Constitution. As it is right now, she can violate the Constitution. We have no set way to say, well, we're not going to enforce that. This will actually protect the sheriff. The sheriff can simply say, I'm not going to enforce that order, and I'm not going to allow the state police to enforce that order in my county because this is obviously opposed to the county ordinance. It protects everybody. The levels of scrutiny, when you start challenging the state of New Mexico in court, obviously you're going to have to get past your 12B6 motions to dismiss the most abused civil procedure, rule of civil procedure in the history of mankind. Every time you challenge something in the state of New Mexico, 12B6 motion to dismiss. That's standing, you get into ripeness, you get into all sorts of things. If you can ever survive the standing issue, then the courts are sitting there with their levels of scrutiny, and it's almost impossible, and anybody that's argued court against the state of New Mexico in court finds it almost impossible, if not impossible, to get the court to actually look at things through the lens of a heightened level of scrutiny. This is a very legitimate remedy for what's going on, and it puts her, she's going to have to sue us, like I said, instead of us constantly suing her and getting kicked out for standing and the various different administrative things.
Thank you.
Any more questions?
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Stan, have you looked into this at all?
Commissioner Sherman, I've looked into it a little bit, more on the federal side with the ruling of the federal judge regarding the Second Amendment issue.
Would the home rule doctrine come into play on something like this?
Well, Mr. Chairman, county-wise, there's only one county that's a home rule county under New Mexico law and Constitution, and that is Los Alamos. So we are not a home rule county.
Yeah, and no county is, and the only reason Los Alamos is because that is a joint city county.
Right, it's a Class H county.
Right.
And so it's the only one. So, you know, a home rule city, such as Hobbs, could easily adopt something like this, and clearly they may have standing at that point. But I mean, the 12B6 motion is, as Mr. Marker said, is always out there.
Sure.
So, as well, you know.
Is this something that the Association of Counties has looked at all?
Mr. Chairman, to my knowledge, no. And I've talked to the county attorney from Sandoval County who's told me they are not, and he was not aware of any county attorney that had looked at any of this, and that Sandoval County was not going to take this on. We had seen this from Sandoval County, but they said it had not come from them. They were not going to take this on. So I'm not aware of any county that is. I know Roosevelt's talked about it a little bit, but maybe it's on their agenda. I don't know. But and maybe Valencia, I know they've talked about it, but I don't know if it's on there coming up or not.
Would you please check with the attorney's affiliate and see if
I will,
if this is on their radar?
Yeah, well, I know it's on their radar because the Sandoval County attorney is the head of that affiliate.
Oh, okay.
So, and I know where they're coming from, and he had indicated he wasn't aware of anybody, but that was probably Wednesday when maybe Tuesday when I last heard from him, but I'll double check.
Okay, thank you. Somebody was coming up. Thank you. Sorry.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, I just wanted to take a moment on behalf of the Boys and Girls Club of Chavez and Lincoln.
For the record, would you state your name and address?
My name is Rick Lamb. I am the CEO for the Boys and Girls Club of Chavez and Lincoln County. I wanted to just take a moment to thank you guys for approving RFP 24-1, and I wanted to extend an invitation at any point in time. If you would like to tour the club at Roswell, please come on by. We would love to have you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lamb.
And Mr. Chairman, may I interject? On Friday, we will be there, my Daughters of the American Revolution. We will be at the club giving the kids, we'll be presenting constitutions and telling them a little bit about Constitution Day. So that'll be fun. Thank you, Rick, for being here. Thank you, Tim.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, Chairman and County Commissioners. I was going to say good morning to Bill, but he left as well. So thank you very much for the opportunity to speak to you this morning. I am Barbara Gomez. I am the Executive Director for Main Street Roswell. And I wanted to thank you, first of all, for the opportunity to give you an update about what's going on with Main Street Roswell. First of all, this weekend, I want to tell you about our annual Chili Cheese Festival. I brought a few posters with me. This is our 30th annual Chili Cheese Festival. And it started way back when. I think we even incorporated it with a fiddle and griddle at one point. But this is our opportunity for Main Street to bring recognition to our farmers, our ranchers, our dairy industry. And in that, I wore my cow outfit today in honor of that. And so we will be having a number of things happening this weekend on Friday and Saturday. We will be having, of course, we'll be roasting green chili on the lawn as we do every year. We'll have a green chili stew competition. We will have a pecan pie competition. We will also have an ice cream eating contest. We will have music throughout the day. And I wanted to really focus focus on farmers and ranchers, and they come in all colors and sizes. And so we wanted to really focus on Friday on the Hispanic heritage. So we will be having, of course, Mexican singers. We'll have two different Hispanic bands that will be there on Friday night headlining that, but music throughout the day. And then Saturday will be more cowboys and that type of fun stuff. So we'll have two headlining bands as well on Friday. So we want to encourage you guys to come out. And we do, as Main Street Roswell, thank you very, very much for allowing us to use the beautiful Chavez County Courthouse lawn. It's always a great place to have events. I also wanted to give you a couple of updates of some things that are going on with Main Street. You know, we're an arm of the economic development as well, and we are charged with finding economic development opportunities for Main Street and the stakeholders of Main Street. And so we currently have been reviewing our master plan for Main Street. And we recently reviewed the wayfinding plan that was adopted in 2016 by the city of Roswell. And just this last Thursday, the city council approved a resolution to allow us to apply for funding for a wayfinding plan for the Main Street. And that grant will be under the New Mexico Tourism and the, I'm trying to think what the other thing is, New Mexico True. And the name of the grant is called Destination Forward. And so we've already applied for the first phase of it. And what that will do for us is we're looking to put more wayfinding signs on Main Street. We're also looking to put more kiosks directing people throughout town. But the big project that we're looking to do is we are looking to put 2 gateways, one on the north side of Main Street and one on the south side of Main Street, that will welcome people to the Main Street of Roswell. The corridor, the gateway that we're looking at right now has an area to it that we could put banners up there to talk about whatever's happening on Main Street, or as we're doing this right now, honoring Mr. Hobson, we could actually put that up for a whole week in that gateway to let people know what's going on in Roswell. So that's one of the things that we are working on. We just received approval for the first phase, or the initial phase of design and planning for those items. So hopefully we'll be getting more grants written and more funding for the construction of those things. The next thing that I want to tell you about is I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but the American Planning Association is holding their annual conference here in Roswell coming up October the 17th through the 20th, and it is the New Mexico chapter, and they would like to invite everyone to come out. They're invited to attend. They expect to have anywhere from 100 to 150 people in town, not only from the state, but from out of state. They've requested that Main Street assist them in promoting what happens in Roswell. So we will be doing kind of a walking tour for them. They requested that I also put in a request to be a speaker at their conference, and I've been accepted as a speaker, so I'm going to talk about Main Street and the role that Main Street has in working with the planners of the city and of the county to revitalize our community. And so anyway, but I encourage you to attend that. If you have any questions, please let me know. And that's all I have to report today, so thank you.
Cool.
Anyone have any questions for me?
Lots of good stuff happening downtown. I
Yeah,
went
lots
to
of
the
good
farmer's market.
And the
Of course, had to go to Sweet Baby J's and get my cupcake and my
That's
bagel.
right.
And then walked across the street to the 2 new little places, the Mercantile with
Yeah.
Adair House, and all sorts of cool stuff
Yeah,
downtown.
we have a lot going on, and on Saturday,
Yes.
the farmer's market will continue as always. So
Good.
it'll start out Saturday
Good.
morning, and they start out at 7 a.m., but everybody
Right.
else will open up probably around 10. And
That's
so
great.
come get your fruits and vegetables.
Yes.
So, and I can leave these somewhere if you guys
Thank
want
you.
them. okay?
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is John Thosen, 33 North Sky Loop. I'm also the area's District Director for New Mexico Shooting Sports Association, and I would just like to stand and thank you for passing this resolution you passed today, agenda item number 10. I think this is the approach that will help us fight these issues and will go a long way in the future, so thank you very much.
Thank you, John. Anyone else?
Sir, I hate to put you on the spot. Would you introduce yourself with the boys, the Big Brothers and Big Sisters, please? We haven't had anybody here for a while.
Hello, I'm Carlos Sanchez. I'm the program specialist for Big Brothers Big Sisters. Normally, you guys would probably see Bobby Garcia.
Yes.
He is sick today, so I'm here in his absence.
Good, good. Well, thank you very much and
Thank you for coming.
congratulations. Yeah, we want to hear some updates too if you get a chance with the programs and with the funding. That'd be wonderful.
Okay. I'm relatively new to the program. I've
All
been
right.
with them for the last 3 months.
Cool.
So
All right.
I would love to give you an update.
Nope,
I'm
nope, just
a
whenever.
little-
Yep, welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Well, we have no manager's report, so Commissioner Perry, do you have any closing remarks?
Yeah, just to take a quick opportunity to thank a lot of the county staff. I really appreciate the work that's going on at the county jail. It seems like things are great there. I don't want to point anybody out, but saying the leadership there as a totality is putting us in the right direction. Also, I had an opportunity to be included in the RFP award process, and I wasn't looking forward to it at all because it involved a lot of reading. But I can tell you that the staff, the financial ladies of Chavez County have done an incredible job making sure that we're in good standing all the way around, and I really, really appreciate your hard work. And with closing, I'd like to say, you know, Larry Hobson was a good guy. I was one of those kids that he helped. And I would like to encourage everybody just to be a little kinder day to day. Thank you.
Commissioner Taylor.
Mr. Chairman, the resolution that we passed in support of condemning the actions of the governor, I wholly support that. And I think back to when I joined the military, I took an oath of office to uphold the Constitution of the United States. When we were sworn in as county commissioners, we took an oath of office to support the Constitution of New Mexico and the United States Constitution, including all the amendments, which covers the Second Amendment. So I think you know where we stand. We support the Constitution as it is written. I'd also like, we honored Larry Hobson, but we also lost two other gentlemen this past year. That's three, and not this past year, within the past couple of weeks. Hubert Quintana and Rudy Barola also passed away. All three gentlemen were concerned about the youth of our community and put in a tremendous amount of service. We all heard about what Larry has done, and it was, tremendous. Hubert Quintana, who served here as a county manager for 8 years, I believe, he was also dedicated to youth. He served as the president of the Boys and Girls Club for a long, long time, and was on the board of directors. And Rudy Barola, who was for 25 years the executive director of the Boys and Girls Club. I think if we reflected back on the lives of these three men, they did a tremendous accomplishment for our community, and they had one thing in common: the youth of our community. Thank you.
Commissioner Dana.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I too want to reiterate thank you to Bill, who's not here, for bringing the resolution. I think it's just, I'm sure the governor knows how we feel. Mike has told her on many occasions, not in our county. And I just, Mike knows he is the top law enforcement, and he knows, and even her own sheriff told her, I'm not going to enforce it. So I think she knows that what she did was inappropriate. Monday is Yom Kippur, and in Israel, they are encouraging Jews to carry guns because 50 years ago, on Yom Kippur of 1973, 5 Arab armies launched a surprise coordinated war of annihilation on the holiest day of the year. They're not taking guns away. They're encouraging everybody to go and carry guns. Golda Meir, who was prime minister during the Yom Kippur War, famously said, quote, if the Palestinians lay down their weapons, there will be peace. If the Israelis lay down their weapons, there will be a massacre, end quote. Seems like she's wanting us to lay our arms down so there is a massacre and the criminals can come in and take over, which is just absolutely crazy. I don't know. She thinks the Constitution is not absolute. Somebody needs to sit her down. Maybe a professor somewhere can sit her down and explain a little bit to her. I too, everybody here has a Rudy Barola and a Hubert Quintana and a Larry Hobson story, and they were just wonderful, wonderful men, great contributors to our community, Roswell and Chaves County as a whole. We've lost some wonderful people here lately, but you know what? Our loss is heaven's gain, and just imagine what heaven is like right now. They're having a good old time up there. I'm so happy that the families, that Judy was here so we could acknowledge her. And thank you to our staff. Thank you, Annabelle. You always send the information as I'm thinking it, and all of a sudden it's here in the email. So I appreciate your help with everything. And our staff, I will reiterate, our staff is amazing. And thank you to the detention center. We will be getting with you on what we can do to help you guys out. I think it's important once they're in there, we help them grow to be wonderful citizens instead of you guys opening and closing the door constantly. So thank you to everybody. Hi, Sandra. Hi, Deputy. Nice to see y'all. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And let's go out and do great things. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Dana. I have nothing to add to other than I would reiterate everything that's been said up here, and I'll just close with God bless America and God bless Chaves County.
Thank you.
Thank you all for coming.